name is Danielle and this is my channel Love and Stitchin'. This is a channel all about cross stitch. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is Wednesday, March 4th, 2026, and this is FLosstube number 58. So thank you so much for those who are new and for those who are returning. Thank you for coming by again and checking me out, and I appreciate all of your support and comments and everything. It always means a lot to me. So it has been 2 weeks since my last update. There's been a few life things, so I will update that at the end. But I do have quite a bit of like FFOs. I've got 5 FFOs. 4 of them are framed finishes, so I finally got around to framing. And then I do have a bunch of whips too that I've been working on and all of that. So let's just kind of dive into the stitching and go from there. I did want to go over though my February stats because we are now into January, and I think it's fun to kind of look back and see what was accomplished during the past month, or maybe not as accomplished. I don't know how to look at it this month. Last month I had 7 or 8 finishes, and this month I have 4, and they weren't all very big, but then I had 10 new starts. It was like startitis for February. Did anyone else feel that way? So anyway, so stats from the top. Let's see, my starting whip count was 50, so I did get it down because I think I started the year at 53. So I got it down. But like I said, I had 4 finishes, and then I had 10 new starts. All of my finishes were the new starts. So that left me with 6 new starts, which means my ending whip count is now 56. So we're going up instead of down, but I did touch 11 projects total. So I touched 1 whip along with the 10 new starts. That's okay. I think this month is really March. I'm really gonna focus in on the whips now. So that's my plan. I knew some of the ones were bigger that I was starting. We're gonna take some time. I'd like to get a few of them finished up before I have any more real new starts. Anything I start, I want to try to finish now, to where we can get that count down again. So those are my stats. That's where we're at here in February, 2 months in. There's 9 plus almost 10 full months left of the year to get all of the whips, or the extra whips that I've added on, and get that number down. So we're good. So for my fully finishes, last week I started it on my framed pieces. The frames are from art2frames.com. I always go when I get a coupon code. So sometimes it's buy 2 get 1 free. Sometimes it's like right now, I think there's 18% off, 10% off. Shipping can be high, so I try to do it when it's really good, just because the expensive shipping costs. But I did have 4 frames. So I'll start with the framed ones first. And I did not realize I did not order glass with this first one. I had meant to, and then I realized why it was a lot less expensive than what I thought it was gonna be, because I got it there and there was no glass. But that's okay. I don't put glass on all of my finishes, and this was just what I had planned on it, so maybe down the road I'll figure something out to get some glass that fits in there. But the first one is my family sampler by Little House Needleworks. I can't wait to get this up in my house. I do need my husband's help because I have another piece that I want to go with it. Not a cross stitch piece, but a heavy wooden piece that my brother-in-law made for us last year, and it's in the shape of the state that we live in, which is Tennessee. So I really want to put that above this and this underneath it to bring it all together. So I stitched this on 36 count Buttermilk by Fiber on a Web. So here she is in all of her glory. I am just really excited to have this one done and ready to go. It's just a nice brown frame that I felt like goes with the house really well. My son was looking at this. I do have it kind of hung on the wall a little bit, but not where it's supposed to go. Just where there was a nail, I just put it up there for now until we can get everything done. But my son asked me, did you like design that? I was like, well, not really. The designer designed it, and then you got to put in to customize it essentially, to put it in there. So there it is. One of my bigger pieces to date, I would say, definitely my biggest piece on linen, and 36 counts. So I'm super happy to have that one ready to go. So while I was at it, I then got frames for a few other pieces that I finished last year. So this one is Warm Winter Wishes by Pansy Patch. It's on 36 count Drizzle by Color and Cotton. I'm gonna try to keep the glare out. So another nice, it's a little bit smoother and it's a redder wood. I can't remember, mahogany maybe. And I'm really happy with that one too. And I do have glass on these other ones. I just left the glass in for now. I would have liked to have framed these while winter was still winter so I could have them up, but that's okay. 2 of my 4 I at least can put up because they are 2 of my 4 everyday pieces. All right, the next one is Peace and Goodwill by Brenda Gervais. This was stitched on 36 count Dove by Color and Cotton. And there we go. And I really wanted a pink frame that could kind of bring out the pink. I mean, there's plenty of it to bring out in the pattern. So I just thought that that fit really, really well with it. So I'm happy with that one. And the only change, I think the only change I made to this one was the house color. Copying, I think it was Jessica Sweetwater Stitcher who did that first. So super happy, and now I just gotta get the Earth Laughs done. Which not much progress has been made there. That one's gonna be a March focus piece. The last frame finish is Rejoice by Plumstreet Samplers. This was stitched on 36 count Buttermilk by Color and Cotton. So just a simple black frame for this one, but I think it fits it really well. And this one, I just can't wait to get it up to on my, what I'm calling my sampler wall. It's not all samplers, but we're gonna go with it. My gallery wall of cross stitch, I guess you could call it. And I don't think I made any changes to this one, just did everything as called for, and I love it. So excited to have that one ready to go. And then my last one, I'm pulling out finishes that are spring now. Actually, I've got another spring one maybe. And then I've got some turtle ones that I'm gonna do into pillows. So that's my next FFO day, is hopefully getting those pillows done. But this was one that I had everything set out. I had the hoop, I had the fabric cut for wrapping the hoop. So I had everything ready to go. It's been sitting there for 2 years. I don't know why, it didn't take me long to do this at all. This is the one I'm talking about. So this is from Let's Talk Chalk Spring by Hands On Design. This is the smaller piece. And of the 4 patterns, it is the only one that I've done. Each one has 3. So the big piece, a smaller square piece, and then the circle piece. Circle pieces are the smallest ones, and this is the only one. I have started the Let's Talk Autumn, the big piece, but I think it's very similar to the small piece, and where I started is the exact same. So I could probably make it the small square piece rather than the big one, because I don't know if I'm gonna get the big one done anytime soon. Anyhow, this is stitched on 28 count black Monaco. Yes. And I'm sure I used called for colors. And then I used Kathy Haberman's tutorial on how to wrap the hoop. And so it's pretty simple. It requires just like some double-sided fabric tape, and then just it's a 2-inch strip. And I took me two 2-inch strips. I can't remember what the length was, to get it all the way around. And then on the back, I do have some batting underneath there, just to help it not shine through the black fabric. And then I used wool felt on the back to cover it up. And then I just did a little bow at the top. So excited to have another one finished there. So those are my 4 FFOs. However, okay, I had another one. So I guess I had 5. I had 5 finishes. That makes my count different. Anyhow, my other one I did post on my Instagram. It was the baby feet. And if you remember, I was waiting for, it was for a baby shower gift. I decided last minute, like less than a week before the baby shower, to do this. And I ran out of the thread that I picked because I was stitching on 28 count, 2 strands of floss. I didn't pick a strand that had enough. Well, my items shipped from 123 Stitch, the label was created on Saturday. So I had already started it, gotten all through my thread on that Saturday. I went ahead and ordered it. They immediately did that. It didn't get picked up until Wednesday. Sorry if you hear my son's alarm. He leaves that watch at home, and every Wednesday it goes off. It'll go off in a second though. So I ordered it. It wasn't picked up until Wednesday. Obviously it wasn't. It didn't get here till the next Monday from Texas. And so what I did is I completely restarted it with a DMC floss that it looked like I had enough of to make sure that I didn't have this issue. So I did get the pillow finished. I did put it on top of a diaper cake along with, I think there were some pacifier clips that were on her list. And she loved it. So that was really great. So if you want to see that picture, it's on my Instagram. So I did share that. But that one was another finish, and I'm still counting the other baby feet as a whip, and I'm gonna just go fill it in, and I think I've got to do the 10 toes, and I'm gonna leave it in case there's another baby gift that I need to do, or maybe I'll make it into an ornament for my younger daughter. I don't know. Anyhow, that one was another finish that I forgot about. All right, so now for my finishes, I had 2 finishes besides the baby feet. So 3 total, but 2 more. And the first one is Americana Sampling by Little House Needleworks. So this was my stitch that I started partly for the Super Bowl, which was Tara Sullivan was doing the 250th kickoff, and she is Sully Stitches on YouTube and Instagram. And so I started it on the Super Bowl Sunday. I stitched this with Kristen, the Cow Stitcher, who's on Instagram and YouTube, as well as Lisa, who is Red Poppy Crafts on Instagram. So we stitched this, or had planned to start this together. We started a little bit sooner with the 250th kickoff Sal. Lisa finished hers very quickly. She's Speedy Stitcher, and then I am slowly struggling coming in behind her. But I got it done. And I worked on this for several days. It was initially like my morning stitch where I hit 15 to 30 minutes in the morning to stitch, but then I just took 2 nights and was like, I gotta get this done. This is getting ridiculous. So I stitched it on 28 count wheat Lugana. Put that up. And I stitched it with 2 DMC colors, which are DMC white and DMC 3799, which is what I use for the flower pot, just because I wanted it to be a little bit darker, and I love a dark gray or black flower pot. And then the classic color works were Hazelnut and Gingerbread, which Gingerbread is the outline, Hazelnut is the letters. You can't tell the difference. One is technically lighter, but not by much. The flower part was supposed to be that color. That's why I wanted it to be darker, because you just couldn't tell the difference in them. And then Little Sprout, Old Blue Jeans, and Campfire are the colors that I used for this one. So I do have a frame. It measures at 6 by 8. So I found a frame that's a blue frame that I think was gonna fit really well with it from Amazon for $10, and it's a 7 by 9 frame, which is perfect. So I was gonna go with an 8 by 10, but my margins are not very big for framing. So I was like 7 by 9. If I can find one, that's what we're gonna do. So hopefully this one will be framed by my next video. But I'm really excited to have that one done and off the list and at least be a finish. And then my next one was my only new start since my last video, I think. And it was a finish and haul. So all of the things. So my beach stuff arrived from Primrose Cottage. So I did get Beach Rules. I haven't started this one. It will be the next one that I start, but this book is stunning. Like, she's got pictures in the back that are just beautiful. And then the other chart that I got was Beach Quaker, and this is the one that I started immediately, and I did finish it. The other ones I felt like I could wait until they come out on PDF, so once they come out in the next month or 2, I will get them and probably stitch them up pretty quickly as well. But this is the first one. I am stitching these on 32 count taupe, I believe. Yeah, taupe, not light taupe. I did also get the thread pack, so all of the threads that I need for it, and I had to get the tote bag because I love it, and I also got the turtle needle minder. This is kind of like happy birthday to me, I think. I'm going with that anyways. And housed in my, let's see, this is a bag by So Much to Love. Perfect, fits it beautifully. And here is my finish. Let's see, I'm gonna hold it up this way. I am gonna add this one to my plans to do pillows hopefully next week and get this one finished and ready to go as well. So I did stitch it 1/2 on 32. Normally I would be 2/2, but as I started stitching it, I was annoyed with the 2/2. So I still stitched 2/2 on 28, but I just decided I'm gonna do 1/2. So I think I've got plenty of floss for my floss pack to be able to do them if I'm doing it 1/2 on 32. And if you can find the mistake, that is great. I do have a mistake in here that is, part of it is 1/2 stitch off. So because it's 2/2, there's 1 stitch off. By the time I found it, I was not fixing it because I had a bunch of stuff that I'd already done and I just didn't think it mattered enough, and it's a small piece for me to go in and rip everything out because some of it was a 1/2 stitch off. So there's that. Part of it is not completely 100% centered, but I'm happy with it either way. And I think once it's done, I don't think anyone's gonna notice. I'm sure no one's gonna notice actually. So really happy about that one. Like I said, I need to get some things finished from all my new starts before I start the big piece, but it will definitely be on the list once I can get a couple things knocked out. Okay, next up, let's go through some whips. Okay, so the first one, I am just gonna run through these the way that they are there. This is the Earth Laughs by Brenda Gervais. I am stitching this with my friend Lisa, Red Poppy Crafts. She has finished hers. It is beautiful. It's on her Instagram. Check it out. She has amazing color changes and I love them. So I did not make a whole lot of progress. I even looked at this and was like, did I make any progress? But then I realized I did a little bit. So I think what I did was I came down here on this side and got that in, and I'm now working on, I think that is the top of the bowl up there on top of the house. So I really wanted to start working down and get the house. So this one needs a lot more love to get it done. And I'm stitching it on 36 count something. Do I even have it written down? 36 count Vintage Straw Bonnet by Dixie Sampler Hand-Dyed Fabrics. So that is that one. Not a whole lot of progress. It'll get there. This month, I'm gonna work on it. I do remember the last one took, the piece in Goodwill took me a good month to get done. I was working on other things, but I was still consistently working on that, and it did take me about a month to work on, or to get done. So I just gotta keep plugging along. And my next one is Spring ABCs. Since I started this one, I decided I need to keep going and try to get it done. And it is stitched on, I don't even know. Is it on my fabric? It's on a 28 count something. And there it is. It is 28 count Relic Lugana. And I had just had the beginning of it started. So I'd come down to here and I'd started the FF flowers. So I now have the bones of it, I would say. So we're all the way down here, and I have started working on, sorry that it's moving, the quilt block. So all of these sections are actually, they're small. So I do feel confident that I might be able to get this one done this month, which would be really nice. Get one of my new starts off the list. And I'm using the called for colors. It is funny, I had this one kitted up from a long time ago, and I was plugging along. I thought I had all the colors that I needed, and found out that there's some purple in it. And I had pulled, instead of purple when I kitted this up, I had pulled Ladybug, which is not purple, obviously. So I'm thinking I might do, just to spring it up a little bit more, do some of the flowers in there as pink and some of them as purple. Because there's some other areas that are purple too, not just the flowers. We'll see. All right, my next one is my Christmas Market by Country Cottage Needleworks, and part of my haul was the next one in the series too, which I don't remember which one's the next one. So I am working on cake stands. I didn't get a whole lot done on this one, but I do think I could get it done this month. And I think the next one was ornaments maybe. So I think that's the one that I got in the mail. I don't know, but that's the other one. So I am behind, very behind. But I did get the first one done, which is nice. And this is where I am at. And this is on 28 count wheat, Lugana. I'm pretty certain. So I started working on going down the house, and I put in the leaves, I think, up top. But I Maybe I did some down here too on the roof. I don't know. Not much. This was just a little bit of car stitching, and if I remember correctly, I started to feel a little car sick, and so I put it away. So I did not get much done on that day. And that was like one day, obviously, so I need to spend more time on it. And my final whip is going to be a 2021 start. I was looking at this today and found out that I started this one in 2021, so it's high time it is done. This is Liberty 1776 by Little House Needleworks. It is stitched on a 28 count blue Monaco that I coffee tea dyed long time ago. And I'm stitching it with the called for colors, which I actually had ran out of one of them, so I had to go pick up a DMC from my stash, and this is where I'm at now. So where I was initially, I had all of these in down here, and I had filled in, so if you look, there's 2 colors down here. So I had all of the blacks done, and then half of them had the right color because every other one is a different color. So I went in and I filled in all the other ones last night, except I think did I finish that one? I did finish them all. Oh, look at me. I already forgot that I'd finished them all. So I finished them all last night, and then I had part of the black of this circle started. So I went in and I finished the whole black of the circle, outlining it, and then there's 2 shades of brown in there that are making up the star part. So I went in and I did all of that. So I think I can get this one done this month as well. I have told myself that I cannot start America 250 until I get this one done, which I think this is my only Americana Patriotic whip. I do need to go through all my whips, but I think this is the only one. So if I can get this one done, besides my One Nation, which is also, that one's an ongoing project, then, and I also want to get this I Know done. So those are my 2 that I want to get done before I start the beast of America 250. The other thing I need to do, which I pulled this one out to start, and then I think I got squirreled and did something else. But I need to start the next one in this series. So I have Mary, Baby Jesus so far, and I'm gonna do Joseph next. So I've got everything pulled and ready to go. I just need to start him. So that is on my to-do list. And whips, start that one. I guess we'll go over haul, and then I'll give a brief life update. Like I said, it's been a little exciting. So one thing I got was off of Stash Unload. There's a lady, I believe her name is Shirley or Sheila, I can't remember, on Stash Unloading on Facebook. And she makes these beautiful project folders, and I saw this one and jumped. So I have already filled it. I had some projects that were beachy and turtley, and I moved them from a bag that they were in. I think it was a sunflower bag, did not match. And I've now put them in here. So it's got pockets inside, zippered in here, you know, everything there. And it's just beautiful. So this is I guess I can show you the whips I've got in here. I do want to do all 3 of these. I'm really trying to work on a beach themed, it's kind of like a dough ball, but I'll show you when I get some of the pillows done what it looks like, with a bunch of pillows in it. And I don't know if they'll all fit that I want to make, but we're gonna try. So I had started this one last year when we were on vacation, and that's as far as I got. So I need to get moving on that one. And oh yeah, this is, I was gonna say Legacy. It looks like Legacy. So it's a 28 count Legacy Lugana. 28, 32, 28. And then the other one that I have not started is Quaker Turtle by Darling and Whimsy. But I have everything picked out for it. I've got a piece of purple fabric, and it's a linen. And then I've got color and cotton pine needles that I want to stitch it with. So it's all in there. I just have to actually do it. So it's like a lavender. So it's stitched on a blue, but I decided to go lavender because that's my favorite color. So absolutely love this. She has other ones that are posted, I think, right now. Lots of beachy type themed ones, but then it's got this great thing over here where it just holds the portfolio together. I love it. All right, so when I was doing my 1, 2, 3 stitch fabric order, or floss order, I also got a few other things. So if you have seen Market Amazing, I'm sure you have, Annie B's has the Patriotic pairs coming out. I think that is gonna be a high seller for everyone. And Nicole Spohr is now doing a stitch along with them. So I had gone ahead and gone through my stash to see what fabric I had that I wanted to stitch them on. So what I picked out was 32 count Aquarius by Bee Stitch Me, and this is a Lugana for the blue one. I have not picked out a white yet, but I wanted a 32 count, and it didn't have to be Lugana, but I wanted a 32 count for the red as well, and I didn't have a 32 count red. I did have, this is a 28 count. I don't know what it is, but I measured it, and it's a linen? Yeah, it's a linen, but I decided that I wanted it to be the same size, so I needed a 32 count. So what I came up with, which is lighter than that one, is 32 count Rubius linen. I think it's by Picture This Plus as well. So that's what my red is gonna be. And I like that they're both both pretty mottled. So now I just have to figure out what I'm gonna do the white one on and floss colors. And then I also picked up, so here's the crepe myrtle that I needed for the baby feet. And I don't know what the other one's for. I don't know, mascara? I must have needed mascara for something. And pine needles and pea plot I think are for this, I know, and one of my other ones. I can't remember now. I think it might be for Goodness and Mercy, maybe. You should write these things down. Yes, I should. And then I did pick up these needles, just because you can never have too many needles, and I am running low. So I actually really like these needles. These are Lori Holtz needles. And then I've just picked up some 26 count for my son and I, because he also stitches with this size needle. And that, I think, is all of the cross stitch stuff. So we'll see what next time brings as well. But as far as life update, the biggest thing that happened was, let's start back. So the first thing we had, let's see, my husband has started track practice and coaching my son's track team. So I may have mentioned last time that it started out with 3 or 4 kids. He now has 11 kids, which is great. They're 3rd and 4th graders. And they're all having a great time. So they have had 3 practices now. Friday will be our 4th practice. And it's just, they're having a lot of fun. He's so good at coaching and so good with kids. It just amazes me. So doing really well with that. And we'll have our first meet in a week and a half, I think. So it'll be exciting for them to like get out on the real running track, because that's not what we have to practice on, and get an experience of what that's like. So that's been a lot of fun. And then soccer starts back tomorrow night as far as practice, and games start Saturday. So we're back to the next 2.5 months of soccer Saturdays and Thursday night practices for 2 hours, because my husband coaches my daughters and my son's teams. So they're excited, and it'll be fun. It'll be nice. Thankfully, the weather is starting to warm up. We're very happy for all of that. And my daughter had her gymnastics competition on Saturday. I don't know what happened. Everyone has bad days. It was a rough one for her. She has had other competitions, and she's not a competitive gymnast. They put on a competition for the kids, the girls who are in the classes, so beginner, intermediate, and advanced gymnastics classes, so that they can get a feel for what competition is like. So they do score a lot lighter than like a real competition. So she did okay, but she fell off of the beam twice. She never falls unless she's like in class, but on competitions, she's never fallen. She fell during her floor routine, and she could not do her double, what's called a double back hip circle off of the bar. She could only get a single, but she tried for the double, and so therefore she didn't push off and land properly. Her vault was the highest score, which usually that's the lowest, so we're happy for that, but it was just hard to see her struggle, and she knew that she was struggling, and she felt bad. So it was a great parenting moment, great teaching moment. So we worked with her through that, but and we're still very proud of her for putting herself out there. It is tough to do that, and she's so brave, but it was just also sad. So hopefully we're gonna keep working with her, and she's switching teachers, not because we wanted her to, but because of the timing with track meets. She can't go on the same night as track meets are, so we have to switch nights, which means switching teachers. So we'll see what that does. I don't know. We loved her teacher, but we'll see. And then this is the biggest thing that happened. Sunday morning, the 3-year-old was sitting on the couch, nothing abnormal, probably wiggling and moving, and she falls off the couch all the time, and it's not a high couch. But I think she fell into the gymnastics bar, which is on the other side of the couch. It's closed up and everything out of the way, but I think just the way that she landed, the bottom of it is like a metal bar, and she hit her arm funny. So it was a big to-do. She was crying. She was upset. She really wouldn't use it a whole lot throughout the day. It definitely was swollen too. But then she started using it in the afternoon, playing. It wasn't so bad. Well, the next day she was still guarding it, but using it a little bit more. And so we're like, okay, let's just, wait, see what happens. Went to gymnastics that night. She tried to do one thing and just was like, nope, not doing it. So we decided the next morning we needed to get it x-rayed. So we went to the doctor to get their opinion first, and he agreed, like, let's go x-ray. I do see she's moving it, but you just never know. It's better to be safe. I don't think he expected it to be broken. But then he calls me after we're on our way to track practice and says, well, the elbow looks good, but yeah, there is a green stick fracture is what he called it, or a buckle fracture. So, he also said like a crunch. So he showed us the x-rays. It's not like a break in half like you would think of adult bones, because kids' bones are still developing. But it definitely was kind of smashed. And so he did want to put a cast on it. So we went to track practice, and then we went straight back to the doctor's office and got a little cast on her arm. So she'll have it for 4 weeks. It's not waterproof, so we do have to keep her out, it stinks because we're going spring break where there's going to be a heated indoor pool, and I don't know if she loves the water necessarily, but when she sees the big kids, she might want to get in, and we're going to have to maybe just let her put her feet in or something. I don't know. So that kind of stinks, but we're navigating that now. So she's got a cast, a weapon against her big brother and big sister. We've warned them, be careful. Don't make her mad. But she's doing really well. She wasn't in any pain today. She's been playing, doing puzzles. She slept great. She slept till 8 o'clock, which is not normal. I think yesterday was a lot for her, and it was a shorter nap because we had the doctor's appointment and then had to go to track practice. So, she's down now and hopefully getting some good rest, but that was our excitement. Hopefully no more broken bones. This is the first one of all of our kids, and we've got a 9-year-old boy, so I feel like that's impressive. He did have staples in the back of his head after falling off the couch as well. That was a different kind of fall though. So, kids, it happens, and it's gonna be okay, and she's a trooper, so we're really proud of her for hanging in there. She did ask me last night if I could take it off, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I can't. But we've already signed it. So Daddy got the first signature, Mommy came next, and the big kids have done it. And I'm sure at school she'll get a little signature, and her aunt and uncle want to sign it as well. So we're gonna save some space for them to sign it. So she'll have this little memento of when she was 3 and she fell off the couch in a weird way, which again, not abnormal, but there you go. So that was our excitement. The next couple weeks, like I said, I'm going to be working on some FFOs for pillows, whittling down all these whips that I have gotten myself into, trying to limit the new starts for March. And we do have a camping trip in a week and a half, so it's a local camping trip, which is good. My in-laws got a camper, so we are going to be helping them test it out for a dry run, I guess, and get used to it before we actually go to Myrtle Beach towards the end of the month for camping. And so that we're excited for that, and it'll be on a weekend where we've got soccer, but it's 5 minutes from our house, so we will just go on to soccer and then come back for the rest of the weekend. So the kids are just so excited though to start camping season again. We already have the 2 trips this month planned, and then there's 2 trips in the fall we always take with my parents to Georgia or North Georgia and Nashville for some bagpipe competitions. So we've got those, and then maybe fall break trip, and I'm trying to think what else. Probably some weekends over the summer. I want to do some local things. So yeah, they're just excited. I'm hoping to we had 6 camping trips last year, I think. I told my kids every year I want to at least get 1 more than the last year that we did, even if they're quick trips. So we have to plan 3 more to get to 7 this year, to put the camper to good use. So yeah, those are our plans. So I hope everyone has a great next couple of weeks, that the spring weather is springing for you, getting some good sunshine, and you get all the stitching that you want in over the next couple weeks. And I will see you again soon. Bye.